Warning. Thunder Talk contains foul language, adult subject matter, and is intended for mature audiences.
I'm back!
In episode 3 months in the making, we're back. We introduce our new Thunder voices, Beth and Kawika. I take on Danny the Dick Kicker, aka the new Daniel Bryan. Dan gives bad advice to another poor sap, and we say goodbye to our dear friend Missy, who's off on her own adventures in Colorado, and more. This isn't your Mjolnir's Weekly Thunder. This is Thunder Talk Resurrection. Lightning Lad, you know what to do.
From the smoking section of the Nerd Bliss podcast, the Weirdos Workshop presents Thunder Talk. Beth, Sexy Thor, Kawika, and Lightning. Thunder Talk.
We're back. Back in the Asgard groove.
That's right. Welcome back, everybody, to tonight's edition of Thunder Talk.
Real Thunder Talk.
Cue theme song to the old Wonder Woman TV show. So, it's been an interesting few months.
We had a contest.
Oh, yeah. Now, as you all know, in our absence, there has been one of, I don't want to say it was one of the greatest searches for talent ever held. It got larger numbers than American Idol.
Yes, it did.
Except
combined with The Voice, combined with X Factor UK.
Yeah, I'll just go. Yeah, sure, that sounds right to me. Except the part of American Idol where they make fun of those people, where they're like really cruel.
Yeah,
to people.
We didn't do too much of that.
Yeah, we
to people's faces.
That blew our numbers. Yeah, we weren't able to beat those numbers. Paul Abdul, mad respect. One of the single largest talent searches of the millennium took place over these last few months, where we put a call out for 2 new heroes to hear the cause and step up and join the Legion of Awesome that is Thunder Talk.
They're not just contributors; they're the real MVPs.
Right. No, we're looking for 2 new partners in the show in order to help shift responsibility and workload. If we're just going to be honest, don't get used to that. People to help.
So responsibility or workload?
Oh, take your pick. This is Dan you're talking about. Yeah. Diminished expectations only. But we have 2 new hosts stepping up to the plate. Please give a huge thunder welcome to Kawika and Beth.
Hello, my name is Kawika.
And I'm Beth.
And we are here for Thunder Talk.
Ooh. Some sexy Thunder Talk.
Super sexy Thunder Talk. So, our friend Dan, what's his...
Lightning Lad.
Lightning Lad. Okay. So, we are here doing our first segment. I hope everybody's pumped up. I'm pumped up.
I'm pumped.
I'm so pumped. I'm drinking scotch.
And I'm having some wine. We're going to toast to Thunder Talk and all of you.
So let's introduce ourselves. Where are you from, Elizabeth?
Don't start government naming people.
Okay,
come on now.
okay.
Let's not do that.
So, where are you from?
I have grown up in Oklahoma. I was born in California, but as a wee baby, we moved to Oklahoma. So I've spent most of my life in Oklahoma.
It was a backwards immigration from the Oklahoma-California thing.
Right?
Yeah, that was very normal back in the day, immigrating from Oklahoma to California. So you did it backwards.
Yeah.
Well, my name is Kawika. I was raised in the Pacific Northwest, moved to Oklahoma City after I lived in Baton Rouge, Louisiana for a time.
Right, and you were like a tween.
I was a tween. It was so awkward. So we got married. How long ago we get married?
We got married in 2016. We met playing roller derby.
We did meet playing roller derby.
Like you do.
Yeah, like all lesbians do.
Well, not all, but, you know.
There's a good amount of lesbians
Some.
that meet that way.
Yeah, I mean, roller derby's pretty gay. You've got your gay sports, you know, you've got your softball, you've got your soccer, and you've got roller derby. Like, when you say that's
It's one of the top.
the triad of, like, lesbian sports.
Yeah, and usually a lot of the people that play roller derby played softball. So if you played softball and you played roller derby, there's a high likelihood that you may be a lesbian.
Or if you played soccer and you play roller derby.
Yeah.
I mean, some of our friends that played
That's
derby
true,
with
that's
us,
true.
they play soccer on the side.
So, Beth, what makes you a nerd? Why should we be here talking on Thunder Talk?
Oh, God. A lot of things make me a nerd. I mean, come on. I started out as a kid, like, watching a lot of the cartoons because we were poor and we lived in a small town, so it's not like we had access to, like, comic stores or anything like that. But, you know, I watched a lot of the cartoons with my older brothers, you know, watching Thundercats, watching X-Men, like, anything nerdy we were kind of attracted to. And then, of course, in the 5th grade, I started band like you do.
Band nerd.
Oh, yeah. I played the clarinet. I have a clarinet in that closet over there.
Okay.
Don't make me pull it out.
I hope she pulls it out. We could probably use it for something new. Sex toys.
Ew. No. No. That'd be very rough.
It wouldn't be. So I'm fairly nerdy. I'm a big tabletop gamer. We both role play, so we play D&D. We just got done playing Warhammer Fantasy with some
Yes.
friends. They hosted a game.
Yeah, and I played a lot of Call of Cthulhu
Yeah, where all the characters die.
pre-relationship. Oh, it was a good time, though.
Yeah.
Cthulhu's out to kill us all.
We're both pretty avid video game players.
Yes, girl, yes.
Yeah, we play some WoW. I play World of Tanks. I play EVE Online, possibly the best and worst game of all time.
Yeah, no.
It's pretty amazing and horrible all at the same time.
Yeah, but, like, what were your early video game experiences?
My early video games were board games, and we played, of course, the first Nintendo,
Right.
Super Mario Brothers.
Did
Duck
you ever
Hunt.
have an Atari?
We weren't rich enough to have an Atari. It was a little bit before me.
Yeah, maybe we got it for Christmas or something, but I remember there being an Atari, but I don't remember really playing it, because when you have, like, 4 kids total and the 2 parents in the house and 1 TV and, like, 1 gaming system, you know, I remember the Atari being there. I remember my mom playing Frogger, but I don't remember ever actually playing it myself.
What was your first computer game that you played?
Computer game?
Computer game.
Because, I mean, you know, in grade school we played, like, dumb little computer games, but, like, me personally, when I got my own computer in college, I was really into Roller Coaster Tycoon.
Roller Coaster Tycoon. Wow.
Yes.
The first game I ever played on the computer was probably Solitaire, of course, like everybody does.
Oh, well, yeah.
And then, like, Leisure Suit Larry.
Oh, yeah,
It was-
Leisure Suit Larry.
It was like on a 5.5-inch floppy, and I,
yeah.
snuck into my parents' room, and I was like, "What is this? Oh, it's really weird. It makes me feel weird feelings." But my first computer for myself, I think I was playing Doom. I think the first Doom, and then, like, with the BFG, big fucking gun. It was pretty incredible.
Yeah, I was more into the PlayStation, though. So, OG, I was more playing console games than playing computer games. And I didn't get into, like, City of Heroes and WoW and stuff until, like, later. Till, like, 2006, probably, is when I really started doing that. I've played a little bit of computer games. Like, I did play a lot of Roller Coaster Tycoon and really enjoyed that. Oh, and The Sims. The original Sims. Oh, my God.
Did you ever drown your sim in a pool?
Fuck no. I wanted my Sims to live. I had friends who'd killed them One of my favorite Sims memories, though, is me and my college friends. We all started playing it around the same time, and we all played like on the same computer. We would like take turns. We had different job schedules and class schedules, but we made like little boyfriends for them because that's back, when I thought I was straight before I found out I wasn't. And one of my friends made like her actual real life boyfriend made a sim that was like him, and then they broke up. So then we were really into watching Dawson's Creek at that time. So she made Joshua Jackson sim and was trying to like get her sim with the Joshua Jackson sim. And then the sim that was her boyfriend was crying and would like dream about her and stuff, and it was really funny.
Wow, that's just pretty dramatic, actually, when you think about it.
Yeah, it was hilarious though.
I never got into super dramatic games. I think we both play WoW.
Right.
Play all kinds of games.
Yeah.
So, this is just a little introduction for us, just like introduce us to you. We hope you'll listen to us again.
And you can follow us on social media.
All the social medias. She will probably do all the things on it.
Well, you can follow me on Instagram or at Twitter at BethyLala.
On Twitter, you can find me as Ktsa Rambles On. That's KTSEA Rambles On.
Yeah, so get on there and
tweet us
some comments, or if there's anything you'd like to hear us talk about, let us know.
All right. Good job. Go team.
Thunder Talk.
Oh, so much thunder.
Why should I listen to the Nerd Bliss podcast?
Because we go there.
Where?
Everywhere.
Human sexuality.
They don't care what's in your pants, they love you anyway.
Time travelers.
The problem is time will back with you.
Politics and fandom.
What Star Wars has been prior to Disney. It is a white male-driven universe.
Find us at nerdblisspodcast.com.
And on social media at NerdBlissPod, part of this complete breakfast and the ESO network.
The Nerd Bliss Podcast.
Listen!
Across the rainbow bridge of Asgard, where the booming heavens soar, you'll behold in breathless wonder the god of thunder, mighty Thor.
Dear Sexy Thor, I've built my career on doing things the right way always, even when things get hard. I've stuck to my values while my greatest rival, The Miz, will resort to whatever it takes to win. But the other night I hit a crisis of conscience when I fought AJ Styles for the WWE Championship, and towards the end the ref got knocked out of the ring, and something inside me snapped, and I kicked AJ right in the jewels, which allowed me to finish him and lock up yet another WWE title. Have I found my true self as a superstar, or is this as dark a road as I've always seen it to be? Daniel from Aberdeen. So the ref got knocked out the ring, huh?
Yep, and he didn't see
You didn't see him
Daniel kick him in the jewels.
give him a dick kick, huh?
Yep.
He dick kicked a motherfucker and won. He won by
Kneed right in
by
the
a dick
balls.
kick. That's not
Yeah,
that's,
did dick kick and then did his finisher on AJ and got the WWE Championship.
yeah.
So now he's facing Brock Lesnar this Sunday at Survivor Series.
What do you think he's going to try to?
Just taking it back around to our main guy Brock Lesnar, who's been down since day one.
You think he'll try to dick kick Brock Lesnar?
Yeah, if he knocks the ref out of the ring.
Dick kicking's never illegal. There's no sport where dick kicking is allowed, is there?
No.
Well, I mean, what about UFC or Ultimate Fighting?
No, I think dick kicking is definitely not allowed there because that's actually like super real fighting and all that.
Yeah, right.
I would most definitely advise that you not go down this path because eventually you're going to meet the wrong good guy and he's going to beat the living daylights out of you. I mean, take your wife Bree. She and Nikki betrayed Ronda Rousey back in October so Nikki could challenge her for the Raw Women's Championship.
Ronda Rousey does WWE?
Yep.
She was an Ultimate Fighter, wasn't she?
Yep, she was.
Yeah.
She's in the UFC Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
First
right.
woman.
Now she's doing the wrestling. Is she also doing the Ultimate Fighting still, or just
No, just WWE.
just WWE? Huh.
But yeah, your wife betrayed Rhonda so that her sister could go in for the Raw Women's Championship, and Rhonda promptly dismantled both of them.
So hold on. The guy we're talking about is really asking, should he become a dick kicker?
Yes. Should he stay a good guy or should he be a dick kicker?
And then it sounds like his wife has also done at least some proverbial dick kicking, right?
Yeah. I mean, she didn't punch Rhonda in that area. But
I mean, it sounds like she was like conniving and she schemed against Ronda Rousey.
Right. She and her sister, Nikki.
I think it comes down to a question of your marriage. Yeah, I mean, they say, I don't know what they say.
Like wife, like husband.
Yeah. Well, even Sergeant Slaughter became a bad guy.
Yeah,
That
most
happened.
of them do.
Didn't even Hulk Hogan become a bad guy at one point? That's when he dyed his beard all black.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that?
Uh-huh.
You remember when MC Hammer became a bad guy? I bet a lot of you don't remember that. He put out a gangster rap album. That's what happens when you start dick kicking kids. You become a bad guy.
Exactly. We all have it deep in our subconscious. Yeah, even constant good guys. They've all thought about dick kicking, but they chose not to dick kick.
Dick kicking match, dude. Dick kicking mania. Dick kicking mania 1.
It should be, Daniel, if you lose to Brock Lesnar, you and The Miz must fight that SmackDown only with dick kicks.
Only the dick kicks.
Consider this a Thunder Talk intervention for you. If you go down this road, the wrong person's going to kick your dick, and that'll be the last dick kick, because you'll no longer have a dick to kick.
Hey, I'm going to cover my nuts. Don't take it personally.
Yeah.
Your fault, not mine.
Go back to kicking butts, not nuts. And that's the final word.
Boom.
Hey kids, do you like contests? I know I do. Just count how many times I say the word fuck in this episode, then be the first to give us the correct number by contacting us on Facebook, Sexy Thor's Thunder Talk at gmail.com, or calling us at 864-715-9446, and you'll win a prize. This contest is brought to you by ATAP, the Association Against Tequila and Podcasting. Good fucking luck, Thunder Faithful. Good fucking luck.
Cornbread pie and biscuits rising. That smell is tantalizing. I can't stop this vocalizing on Thanksgiving Day.
What I would like to know from any of our listeners is how well did your Thanksgiving go? And then did you participate in Black Friday? I know we did. So give us a shout out, tweet us at our Twitters, or send us an email. Give us a call on the Google phone, or bat phone us, thunder phone us. So what did we do over this Thanksgiving, Beth?
Well, I feel like we made a really intelligent decision. Was it last year that we started going to have Chinese food on Thanksgiving?
I do.
Yes, it was last year.
This is our second year in a row that we have done the Chinese Turkey Day celebration.
Yeah. And it was great because the first year, 2016, we went to your mom's house for Thanksgiving and we went to your mom's house for Christmas. And both times, she's like busting her ass in the kitchen the whole time, making way too much food. And we tell her, like, we don't need this much stuff. Come hang out with us. No. She's making this. She's making that. We're helping where we can. But most of the time, your mom was in the kitchen and then we would eat. And then it'd be more like, oh, we have to clean all this up. It was a lot of work and not a lot of actual family hanging out time.
And I'm sure many of our listeners suffer from the same exact predicament. So I really do feel like this is something that happens with women more, that we ended up getting delegated to the kitchen.
Right.
We do all the prep, all the cooking, or most of it.
Yeah. The men help out some. It depends on the man. It depends on the relationship. I know some dudes are like super into making the turkey, or at least stuffing it and preparing it. And some dudes are like really into frying the turkeys. But a lot of the work usually does fall to the women. But then you're not getting to actually like hang out and enjoy the holiday. You're spending time as a slave to the kitchen, and that's not a fun time.
But don't get me wrong, I do enjoy a good turkey, a good stuffing.
Oh yeah, I know. I enjoy a good Thanksgiving dinner.
I enjoy the Thanksgiving dinner.
I also enjoy actually getting to spend time with your family. And so the Chinese food for Thanksgiving and Christmas has really worked out pretty well for us. And it's much more relaxing holiday.
It is.
Tell me your belly's aching on Thanksgiving Day. That cider jug that you be tipping.
Hail, Thunder Faithful. Happy belated Thanksgiving, by the way. I hope you all feasted mightily and had a safe but fun Black Friday. Let's begin. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. may be losing Coulson, but it's still going along, as it's already renewed for a Season 7, with Season 6 coming this summer 2019. Last Monday on Monday Night Football, the Kansas City Chiefs and Los Angeles Rams was the first game in NFL history where both teams scored 50-plus points, and they did it in quite an epic fashion. They pretty much gave us the Super Bowl right there, so all other football after that is irrelevant but still fun. LeBron had his first game in Cleveland as a Laker, and it was pretty testy and heated up at first, but the Lakers ended up getting the win just 3 days after he visited his other old team, the Miami Heat, and got that win. Rivalry week happened in college football. LSU and Texas A&M went into 7 overtimes until A&M won. Or maybe LSU won, but I'm pretty sure A&M won. I lost count by like the third overtime, honestly. Sexy Thor and Lightning Lad were at Clemson's victory over South Carolina, and Roman Reigns was at the Georgia Tech game that Sexy Thor was watching before he left for the Clemson game. So there's a nice little thing connecting the Thunderverse to the WWE Universe. This Wednesday, the tournament for the first ever NXT UK Women's Championship comes to a close as Rhea Ripley takes on Mae Young Classic winner Toni Storm in the finals. And finally, the Walking Dead mid-season finale happened, and the Whisperers were finally introduced by, and turn this off if you don't want to be spoiled, Killing Jesus. Insert your 3-day joke here you've probably already heard or thought of. The Walking Dead returns February 10th, 2019.
Just recently, our co-host and one of my dearest friends, Missy Waters, moved out to Colorado in order to show the West what's good. We had a lot of great times with Missy. If you go back and listen to all the other episodes, you'll find her there. She contributed a lot to this show, and her friendship has always meant everything to me. Don't worry, you'll be hearing from her again sooner than later, as she sends us dispatches from the mountain wilds, telling us what's up down in Denver. What I would like to do tonight is play the last studio track she recorded for us here in Studio D. And Missy, I know you're listening. From all of us and all the Thunder Faithful, we want to say we love you. We know you're going to crush it out there. We can't wait to hear from you soon. So without any further ado,
Thunder Talk exclusive.
Welcome to Thunder Talks evenings at Studio D. Now, Missy, you've dropped some hot tracks on us before.
Oh yeah, we keep coming with the fire, baby. Right now, what we got coming to you is Moon and Back, something that you can't do unless you listen to this song.
Hey, where can people find your track?
On SoundCloud.com, Missy H2O.
Moon and Back, coming at you now.
Right now.
Coming from me, Missy H2O, Moon and Back. Let's go.
Woo!
Yeah, your heels is on you perfect, but you wanna go surface, swim into the moon, but you falling on purpose, I wanna save you, but keep falling in love. I wanna save you, but keep falling in love. Yeah, killing shit on a daily, smoking kush like crazy, swerving lanes, catching flights, my team eating, I'm so happy. Get it done like a redneck, driving Chevys, I've been that. Insane in the brain, base motel, shoot them down with a peace sign. Throw the shells, they can't tell. I've been strange, hard work and dedication, man. Yeah, they can't stand me, man. No, I've been hated, most wanted by your main thing. Getting head in the water, have my daughter, bitch. Your heels is on you perfect, but you wanna go surfing, swimming to the moon, but you falling on purpose, I wanna save you, but keep falling in love. Yeah, I wanna save you, but keep falling in love. Anything I smoke legit, yeah. Call me if you wanna hit. I can fill you up, walking in my bedroom. Gotta get it soon, yeah. Not worry about the next fool. You give it to, nah. Beat the pussy up, it's a murder scene. I get it done, I've been the one. You looking so perfect, come closer, I gotta touch it. Come on, take me places I've never been. See the sunset on the mountain sea. Now we swimming in oceans, yeah. You kissing dolphins, yeah. Always smiling, wild one, so you keep me calm. Dreams and aspirations is what it is. Hard to believe, I could think it's real, damn. Still farming love, never trust it, get the money. Drink water, I dive in, I can't take it no more. I wake, you gone, I call, you don't. Let's make it work, for love, let's fuck. Your heels is on you perfect, but you wanna go surfing, swimming to the moon, but you falling on purpose, I wanna save you, but keep falling in love, yeah. I wanna save you, but keep falling in love.
This is a 30-second ad spot for the Black Market Toast podcast, where we take a piece of media out of the cupboard, dust it off, toast it up, and serve it as something completely new.
What?
Well, it means we either listen to or watch a movie or TV show or piece of music, and then...
It's not like we just use whatever media we pick as a conversation starter.
Well, because it's fun, okay? Listen to it on your podcatcher of choice, and follow us on Facebook or something.
Hey everyone, it's lunchtime. Time to eat.
Oh, I got something for you. Recently, we had a conversation about how the line between what's for kids and what's for adults is becoming more blurred over time. And of course, like back in our parents' time, our grandparents' time, toys and TV shows and movies, there were definitely, and books. It's like, these are for kids, these are for adults. And people didn't really cross that line. It wasn't cool. Things for adults, kids probably saw as really boring, and things for kids were really dumbed down. And over time, that line's become more and more blurred.
So do you think that kids like adult things more now? Is that what you're saying? Or...
Well, I think there are more adults interested in things that they were interested in growing up, or becoming interested in the same things that their kids are. But I also feel like things now aren't as dumbed down as they used to be. And I think people are seeing a market in making things more interesting for the parents.
I can mansplain the fuck out of that for like 2 hours. Easy.
I'm sure you can.
Let's just lay down the fact that all three of us are Generation X. Yeah?
Yes.
Which are garbage bags full of like human meat and water anyway.
Right.
40 is the new 20. I don't know, and like hashtag. I think being Generation X and being the parents of, or the people that are a generation above millennials and whatever the hell, I guess, that Pepsi wants to label what is ever post-millennial. The cartoons we grew up with were fucking commercials, right?
Oh,
you
yeah.
could say Glowworms, G.I. Joe, My Little Pony, Transformers. They were products before they were commercials. Commercials that sold ad space for the product.
Yes, they did want you to buy their product, and that was the entire reason why they put out the comic or the cartoon.
Yeah, there were laws about advertising to children, and so they kind of got around that by making the comic books and making the cartoons that went along with the toys.
Oh, dude, totally. And shit like G.I. Joe was so devoid of any intellectual, nutritional value that at the end of every episode, it would cut to this 30-second scene where somebody would be like, hey, I'm going to go play some baseball, but I'm hungry and I didn't have a proper lunch. I'm going to eat a candy bar, and that'll give me quick energy. And you see somebody hit a home run, but then, by the fourth inning, they're fucked. And then, I don't know, Shipwreck shows up and goes, hey, kid, you need to eat an apple, because an apple will give you the proper nutrition that'll give you the stamina to last the whole goddamn game. And then fucking, Pony League Joe fucking eats an apple and then just crushes his baseball game. And he's like, thanks, I don't know, Duke or Lady J or Snake Eyes for telling me that shit. I didn't know, but now I do know.
Knowing is half the battle.
G.I. Joe, real
American hero.
G.I. Joe is there.
He'll fight for freedom wherever there's trouble. G.I. Joe is there. G.I. Joe, American hero. G.I. Joe is there.
That was so they can meet minimal congressional standards on what is and isn't just a fucking 23-minute commercial with the other 7 minutes fucking made up with commercials. Today, it's not like that at all.
What is interesting, though, is that even though they're not trying to push a product, there is constantly products on the market now for a particular, like you look at Stranger Things or any type of new show that just comes out, they are right behind it with their merchandising line.
You were born into disco, your kids were born into dubstep.
The baby boomers did have, the Lone Ranger?
Totally.
And Westerns at that time were super, super, super big.
Baby boomers didn't fucking have, that my kids do have, is a goddamn Nintendo. Well, who else had a Nintendo? Generation goddamn X. We had them Ataris and them ColecoVisions.
Right.
Our parents can't fucking relate to that shit. Commodore 60 goddamn 4. Fucking definitely. Our parents didn't have that. We did, and our kids did. We can relate to that.
Yeah, I think another difference is the fact that I don't think my parents really paid attention to the cartoons that we watched growing up. It was kind of like, kids are watching your cartoons, you're doing your thing.
Totally.
We're doing our own thing over here. And now there's a lot more parents taking interest, like, well, what is my kid watching? What is this show about?
We are definitely coming into an era where the internet and the way that you can share vast amounts of information all across the globe fairly cheap.
We were the ones, Generation X, we were the ones that were born with Ataris and, oh my God, Walkmans, and had Computer Lab and Oregon Trail through the 80s. And it was Generation X that were the ones that went, oh, fuck, I'll rock the vote for Clinton, get a fucking PC, and get on a bulletin board, and internet, AOL. I mean, it was the baby boomers that maybe bought us that first computer, right? But they were jumping on it.
I remember my grandmother. She was a nurse at a doctor's office. And whenever they got their first computer, she was extremely upset. They were like, oh, they're trying to replace us because she helped run the doctor's office. But she hated computers. And she was always saying how much they messed up and how inaccurate they were. And now, I mean, of course, my grandmother she's been passed now for several years. I mean, she died close to the age of 90, and my grandfather died around 95.
Okay, so imagine the world they were born into versus the world they left, and how much changed. That's like them complaining about the computer when we talk about them bitching about it then, as we talk about it today. It sounds like somebody going, this fucking, these horseless carriages are a bunch of bullshit, okay? You need to fucking go and learn how to shoe a horse, kid. Okay, you need to know how to fucking get the saddle and bridle going, all right? These fucking, these, what do they call them, automobiles? Yeah, a bunch of bullshit. Yeah, that's kind of what it sounds like now, doesn't it?
Well, you do have to watch yourself anytime. And I try to consciously, whenever I start, those damn kids are always on their cell phones and they're never looking up and looking around. But that's what all of our parents thought whenever we were playing video games all the time.
Totally. I think the reason why quote-unquote media for kids, toys for kids, is so much more relatable to us than our shit was to our parents, and certainly our parents' shit compared to their parents. There has been that fundamental shift of information accessibility happened with us, with Generation X, and has only grown and evolved with millennials who were born into it all. That we want cartoons that have substance and aren't trying to sell us something. Video games, fuck yeah, we're into video games. Kawika, you want to take over for the next 3 hours and talk about video games?
That's pretty much all I ever do every day.
Please don't.
Yeah, for real, right?
Please, listeners, let me tell you about a video game I've been playing right now called Destiny 2.
And how many millennials are like jumping on there playing Destiny 2?
It's like they're marketing things to the whole family now instead of just pigeonholing it. So it's like Harry Potter is something that the whole family might read and watch the movies. There's a podcast I listen to, Teen Creeps, and they go back and read like R.L. Stine and Christopher Pike and books like that. Books, of course, that we read as teenagers. And to listen to the podcast and hear them talk about these books, I'm just like, oh my gosh, they dumbed things down so much. And they're constantly talking about how the author seemed to be writing, even though the books took place in the 80s and 90s, it seemed like the authors were writing for characters that should have been in the 60s and 70s. It's like they dumbed it down so much. And it just showed how far removed those authors were from what kids actually were like in the 80s or 90s. But of course, we read it and we didn't really think anything about it at that point in time because everything was so dumbed down to us.
Oh my God. Mind blown. You're totally right.
Yeah. Totally. And so, like, if you compare, like, Harry Potter, and the first Harry Potter book he's 11. He just turned 11. And that's miles ahead of books that were for like high school seniors in the 90s.
I forget the author's name, but in high school we read a book called, I think it was called Pigman, and the male teenage protagonist was hanging out with one of the teenage antagonists. They were both sharing a fucking beer. This book, and I look at this book, was like written in 1972, right?
Yeah.
They're both having a beer, and here I am in sophomore English reading a book about, you know, dudes that are maybe 17 cracking a beer and talking it out.
Yeah. Well, that's one of the nice things about the internet is it is easier if you were a writer to go see what kids are into. Whereas when we were growing up, it's kind of like, what are teenagers into these days? I don't know.
I think if we looking at it from just a pure marketing standpoint, because these things still need to generate, income, for big business, is the content is meeting somewhere in the middle between Generation X and millennials, like with a side of ranch, whatever they call, like born after 2000 or whatever. That's why you have bronies.
Yeah.
That's why you have people like me sitting down, wanting to sit down and wanting to watch a brand new, very contemporary cartoon show, and having my level of enthusiasm matching that of my kids.
Well, everybody wants to share those moments with their family, with their friends.
Yeah, but those are bullshit moments, okay? When our parents sat down with us, and when their parents sat down with them, and when their parents sat down with them in front of fucking radio, and when their parents sat down with them in front of a fucking book, maybe, it was always like, I'm gonna fucking put in my time, right? As a parent, I'm gonna clock in and be here because the children. What I'm talking about is programming for kids and adults. Fuck parents. Adults can watch it too. Adults. Right. Like, Chris loves My Little Pony. Hardcore brony. He and Tina. Yeah, you don't need this parent bullshit now to enjoy a show.
That's true.
That is a show that is rated Y7. That means it's a show that is the G. That is the rated G equivalent of television. This new She-Ra show, shit, I dug it. My daughter and I watched it. It's something that
we've
she
been
and I are
watching that
doing.
too.
It's a pretty good show.
It's a fucking good show. And when my 7-year-old is like, hey, fucking about to be 40-year-old dad, you want to watch She-Ra? I'm like, fuck, yeah. No, like I do. Like I for reals do. Not just I'm going to clock into my kid's life right now. But it's like, no, I really fucking want to know what happens. Right? I'm invested. I'm personally invested.
There are the people that complained about working parents and all of that. It's like, oh, the woman should be at home. The man should be at work.
That's such bullshit.
Well, I think working parents have been part of the big change in this. Because, of course, when mom was at home doing all the kids stuff, dad was at work and he wasn't really dialed into that. Of course, the parents really didn't have any clue what the kids were watching. And when dad came home from work, he wanted to watch his adult stuff. Like, he wouldn't be tuned into that. So now that we have so many working parents, it's like, I don't want to watch Barney 50 times. I'm sick of that shit. Let's get some better programming out there. Let's get something different. Like Yo Gabba Gabba.
Oh, fuck, that's the best show in the universe.
Yo Gabba Gabba is amazing. I'm like, who would watch Barney when they can watch Yo Gabba Gabba?
Right? Oh, DJ Lance Rock? Oh, my God. Yo Gabba Gabba. Oh,
I would have hated being a parent and having to, listen to, the Barney song a million times a day.
Oh, totally.
It's like,
totally.
I want to, Cuckoo Kangaroo. I'd be totally okay with that. Yo Gabba Gabba. Let's do that.
The end and the moral of the story is, do you feel like the generations are becoming close together or are becoming closer together and maybe their entertainment is lining up together? If any of our listeners would like to message us, tweet us.
You in your fucking car right now listening to this. You with your little USB speaker taking a shower. You in your office dicking off listening to Thunder Talk instead of officing around. Let us know.
At Thunder Talk 1, the numeral 1 on Twitter.
Is that it? Oh, Thunder Talk 1 on Twitter. There it is. There it is.
You can get a hold of myself at KTSA. That's KTSEA Rambles on Twitter.
And I am at Bethy Lala on Twitter.
We are also available at...
On the Book of Faces?
Oh, no, yeah, Facebook us. Just type in Thunder Talk into your Facebook and interact with us, and you can win prizes. You can also email us at sexythorsthundertalk@gmail.com. And did you know, did all y'all know that we can actually receive phone calls?
We would love to receive a phone call.
Tell us more.
Our, the show, The Nerd Bliss, that's the other show that I'm on.
I sure do.
Yeah, everybody should. Everybody should be all, drop what you're goddamn doing right now. And
unofficial sponsor, Nerd Bliss Podcast.
Yeah. Give us a call. The phone message will say Nerd Bliss, and you'll listen to our good friend Chris
But just say, I don't know. I want to go say Thunder Talk. I want to leave a message for Thunder Talk, and that phone number is 864-715-9446. That's 864-715-9446. We'll put you on the air. We'll make you famous. You know what? The first person to call in to Thunder Talk is going to be a guest on the air. And we're going to put you out there in internet radio land. We're going to have you on. We're going to ask you stuff.
Oh, dang.
You'll give us answers to that. 864-715-9446. Say you want to drop a line for Thunder Talk. Tell us what you think about all this stuff we've been talking about.
Let us know.
Deadpool 2, a not-so-suitable-for-children's book, written by the voice inside Wade Wilson, illustrated by Ross Poole, audio version by the sexy voice of Sexy Thor. Oh, hello there, age-appropriate boys and girls. It's your friendly neighborhood pool guy back in another restaurant-quality adventure that is sure to make your bathing suit bits tingle. Last time we were all together, I had anti-heroically 86'd that walking diaper-stained Francis, gotten my super hot girl Vanessa back, made some great friends along the way, and gave you all erections that lasted more than 4 hours. Yes, even the guys. Oh, how times have changed. 2 years later. Dopinder, start the car! I yell. Hopefully this crew of utterly generic henchmen won't be able to follow me home, bust into my apartment guns blazing, and unintentionally kill the only thing that matters to me in this world in order to become the catalyst for the next 24 pages of this definitely not for children's book. Oops. Spoiler alert. Ah, Vanessa. Let me count the ways I love her. 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way to 96. Which is 69ing back to back. I don't recommend it. Wade, said Vanessa, I want to have a baby. I don't know if I'm the Family Guy type, said me. Fatherhood is an F word, even I have trouble saying. Get over it, Red, Vanessa said. Okay, let's make a family, I lazily remember saying. Things were going so well until... Remember all of that shit I said on page 2 about those henchmen? Well, act surprised. I always say, never leave a bad guy alive. Okay, fine. I just said that. But anyway, those economy class assholes followed me to the apartment and just busted in shooting. There's a lot of blood spurts and soiled pants for the next moment or so. Sure, a few get their shots in on me. Bad news for them, I immediately heal. Bad news for me, I'm not the only good guy in the apartment. They just killed Vanessa. You have a few options when you lose the love of your life. What does yours truly do? I begin a try to murder yourself in interesting new ways picture montage. All bad news for me. Killing myself is impossible. Walk in front of a bus? Nope. Walk off a 75-story building? Nope. Binge watch This Is Us with no tissues? Nope. But why, Jack? Why didn't you just jump out of a window? This is rock bottom. You can always count on friends to show up when you're at your lowest point. That friend is Colossus, 8 feet of twinkly metal Russian with a heart of gold. I can't see you like this, Wade, says Colossus. You'll need family now. I take you to family of X-Men. I was wrong. This is rock bottom. Unfortunately, Fox couldn't afford to draw any of the X-Men, so just pretend there's a bunch of X-Men here, all giddy as hell to see me. Negasonic is here. She's rocking an 11 from Season 2 haircut. So topical. I get to walk Beast around the grounds. Mystique and I join a dance competition and parlay that into a bet against the Cowboys. We get a 5 and the Cowboys lose 2, by the way. Jubilee is here but has no lines and never uses her powers. Jean Grey won't tell me how a Game of Thrones ends even if I promise her a date with Ryan Reynolds. I play with Cerebro. Professor X, if you're reading this, I'd give it a good thorough cleaning before using it again. Also, there aren't any New Mutants because that movie's release date moved. Finally, my first X mission, full-fledged X-Person Wade. Trainee, says Colossus. As I was saying, Wade W. Wilson is called in to save the day. At a charming little orphanage called Essex House for Mutant Rehabilitation, cue Mr. Sinister reference, a young mutant has gone full carry on a few orderlies and threatens the headmaster. "I am Fire Fist!" exclaims Fire Fist. Note, I highly suggest you look up Fire Fist on Urban Dictionary, trust me. "Come on, little man, I can talk you out of this," says me. Oops, well that didn't go as planned. "What have you done, Wade?" yells Colossus. "This may look bad, but that guy really deserved it," says me. Turns out that Fire Fist is getting messed up by these fucksticks. All of the mutants at the orphanage are, but I'm the only one who can see it. "You are no X-Men," says dejected Colossus. Duh. Oh, I also get arrested. So we are in Canada's premier mutant prison, the Icebox. Fire Fist and I are just minding our own business, making friends, when this moose knuckle shows up. This cybernetic blast from the days of future past is Cable, nee Thanos, and he's angrier than a real housewife in New Jersey, and all because of that kid Fire Fist. "I'm just here for the kid. Grr," says Cable. Well, I of course have a soft spot for cuddly kiwis, so fuzzy. So I'm not just gonna stand around and let Cable push around a kid. Seems unfair. Also, wouldn't further the plot. So we fight and both end up conveniently tossed from the prison. Newly free, I decide that I'm not about to let some ex-Goonie douche eventually kill some innocent kid. So I assemble a super-duper team of Domino and some of the deepest catalog X-Men that you can find. We need to get Cable before he gets to the kid. This is X-Force! "Isn't that a bit derivative?" asked Domino. Yes. Yes, it is. Unfortunately, in a sequence that would take up too many pictures, all of the X-Force members die except for one lucky lady. And turns out our little Fire Fist has made some influential friends on the inside, including this giant lug. "I will break you," says Juggernaut. And he does. Now I'm not half the man I used to be. Back at my place, me and my newly sprouting toddler legs come face to face with Cable. Seriously, people find me really easily. "The name's Cable. I've come back from the future," says Cable. "Fire Fist will kill the headmaster, and he'll get a taste for the killing. In the future, Fire Fist is a serial killer. The serial killer that killed my family. I'm gonna stop him before he can do that. Grr." "I'll help you, but you have to promise me that I can have the chance to change his mind," I say. So Domino, Cable, and I show up at the orphanage to stop Fire Fist. "You have 30 seconds to convince him, Deadpool," says Cable. "After that, I open fire. Grr." Yukio, NCW, and Colossus show up later in this big, epic, emotional, and climactic reveal, but the illustrator hasn't seen the movie yet. Early deadlines. So he just drew them in here. "You don't have to do this, Fire Fist," I say. "I know what it's like to feel like you have nobody." "Get out of my way, Wade," yells Fire Fist. Meanwhile, "I'm the Colossus, bitch," says Colossus. In my mind. Everyone's favorite Silver Hulk just kicked Juggernaut's ass. Back to storyline A. "That's it, Wade," says Cable. "I'm taking the shot." Cable fires and I dive in front, blocking the bullet, because I'm conveniently wearing a mutant power suppressing collar. Unfortunately for me, I won't heal. "You gave your life for me," says Fire Fist. "I know now that I have to be a bad guy." I die. Lots of people cry. It's beautiful. Now I'm in heaven, reunited with Vanessa. "Vanessa, we are finally together," I say. "Wade, it's not your time," says Vanessa, "but I'll wait for you." And I start to feel something pulling me back to life. But before I go, "Don't fuck Logan," I tell Vanessa. It seems Cable revved up his DeLorean to 88 and went back just in time to block that bullet he shot at me before it tore my heart a new one. I mean, I guess he could have gone back and not shot me, but this is much better for the plot. Anyway, same result. Now I don't die. And we all lived happily ever after as one big happy family. That's an F word that I have no problem saying now. The end.
Hello. Have you ever wondered how much Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster sold Superman's rights to DC for? Or which popular football star was the Sam Wilson the Falcons' physical appearance based on? You can find all that and more at the History of Comic Books podcast, a podcast dedicated to the creators, events, history, and the companies that made the great comic book medium. Hosted and created by your friendly neighborhood JT Wheatley. Please give it a listen at iTunes, Spreaker, Stitcher, and all our podcasting platforms. Thank you, and go ahead and enjoy yourself a good comic book.
My mother's birthday falls around Thanksgiving. So this year it fell on Black Friday. We always get together probably around Thanksgiving, and then we go and celebrate her birthday. So this year we celebrated Thanksgiving. We got together. We had a good time. And then the next day we were up. When did we make it to the mall?
Oh, goodness. It wasn't super early because your mom is not an early person. She got up and we probably got out the door about noon.
I don't know how many of y'all braved the crowds of Black Friday, but the mall on Black Friday is insane. No, it is completely crazy. I had to drop them off in the parking lot. I was just like, go, make a run for it. Leave me. I'm going to sacrifice myself. And then so they left. They went to a couple stores, and I was like, okay, I'll meet you there. And then I went and parked. But we had a really good time. What I'd love to know is what was everybody else looking for Black Friday? I know we were kind of mission specific. We knew exactly what we were going for. We did do a little looky-loo, kind of looking around to see what deals might be had.
I was actually surprised because in the past, when I've gone out on Black Friday in the afternoon, it's usually kind of a ghost town. But I'm guessing with more and more people shopping online and kind of people's shopping habits are changing, that it's not like that anymore. But it used to be everyone was like hitting the doorbusters and going out like Thanksgiving night and standing in line. And then by Friday afternoon, most of the people that were doing their Black Friday shopping were done, and they were probably sleeping because they stayed up weird hours. But it was not like that at all now.
So what all did we buy this year?
Oh, goodness. We actually personally really didn't buy that much. Your mom had some things. She needed shoes. She got some new boots. We hit more of the online sales.
The Cyber Monday,
Well, there were Black Friday sales online too, and Cyber Monday, and we were mostly shopping for games and ended up downloading.
Yeah, we did. We bought several games. God of War. We bought some Lego games.
My Lego games. Yeah. So early Christmas present for me was some Lego games. Early Christmas present for Kawika was God of War.
Yeah, I'm super looking forward to it. Another game that I'd love to play would be the new Tomb Raider.
Oh yeah,
that looks good. But we're still kind of ramped up playing
Horizon Zero Dawn.
And of course, recently, Blizzard / Activision did a Black Friday sale on Destiny 2, and a couple weeks ago they gave away the base Destiny 2 game for free.
Yeah, they were giving away for free from like the 1st to the 19th or the 18th or something.
And then, so we bought the 3 expansions for $30. So it's like $10 an expansion. So it was a pretty sweet deal.
Yeah.
We've been playing that, or me and my friend Molly. You know what? We need to have Molly on here. We need to have her talk about some nerd stuff.
Shout out to Molly.
Molly, we're talking about you. Yeah, we bought mostly games. We did some Hanukkah presents, and I did buy some Christmas presents because we celebrate both Hanukkah and Christmas.
Or by holiday? I don't know how to say that.
I know. She's just waiting for me to tell her that we're gonna start celebrating Kwanzaa too, I think.
I don't think so.
No, we're probably not. But no. I enjoy this season. I enjoy giving, and one of the fun things that we usually do every year is on Christmas morning, we get up super early and we go and feed the homeless at the Red Andrews Christmas dinner.
Yep.
And it's one of those opportunities where you go and you kind of civic involvement, giving back. You know, we're very blessed, and it's nice to give back every now and then. And I do also volunteer up at the food bank, and shout out to the food bank, Regional Food Bank of Oklahoma.
Yeah.
They do a lot of good things here for the people in the state. And yes, on Christmas, we get up early, we go stand in line with a whole bunch of people, and we serve them Christmas dinner, even as a breakfast.
I know it's weird to serve like a Christmas dinner for breakfast, but it's cool. It's fun to see all the people, and it's crazy how big the line is. When we get there, there's already people like lined up ready to go, and they come through and they get their meal, and then they have toys for the kids, and they usually have like donated coats and what else?
Santa's there.
Well, yeah, Santa's there every year. Mrs. Santa was there last year too.
Yes, Mrs. Santa was there too. It's a really enriching experience, and I would highly recommend to all of our listeners to get out there, to volunteer, to become active in your community, to give back. I would like to know what all kinds of traditions. I mean, I think that'd be cool. Hit us back, tweet us, whatever. I want to know what kind of traditions, family traditions, Black Friday, Thanksgiving, Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa. So get back to us. Let us know. Tell us about your family traditions.
Yeah, you can find us on Twitter. I am at BethyLala.
And I'm at Ktsa Rambles On. That's KTSEA Rambles On.
So yeah, hit us up on Twitter. Let us know what you think.
Insert jingle bells, jingle all the way. Something, something. Grandma got run over by a reindeer. Yeah.
It's Dan's bad advice column. Fuck yeah. Dear Dan, my wife and I have been married 25 years and have 3 adult children who no longer live with us. We are religious and belong to a conservative church. We have a satisfying sex life. About 15 years ago, we started using graphic language during our lovemaking. We find it accelerates and enhances our experience. We use graphic words to express how good we feel during the act. The excitement I feel from this is cheaper than Viagra. Is what we're doing wrong? We are empty nesters. I worry about what would happen if our closest religious friends knew. Would they feel the same way towards us? I believe words become wrong when they are used for the wrong motive. When I use them with my wife for better sex, my motive is pure. Do you think other religious couples enjoy this activity? Bedroom secret in West Virginia.
Bedroom secret in West Virginia. Okay, first, you need to know I'm not so much laughing at the question as I'm laughing at you. Okay? It's important that you know that. Yeah, it's fucking wrong. How many sweet baby Jesus angels do you kill every time you're like, oh baby, I love all being up inside you? Come on.
How many kidney stones do you give Jesus when you yell, yeah, fuck me a little harder right there? I mean, come on, man. Do you seriously have regular discussions about, yeah, my wife and I consummated the other night, and we looked at each other and laid there like we were a fucking PG-13 movie.
This guy's just trying to brag. He's just trying to be like, hey, Dan, my wife and I have hot sex, and I'm a churchy, and I probably voted for Trump.
Dude, your friends aren't meant to know that, you say, put your legs around my neck, you dirty whore, or whatever you say.
Real quick, Sixth Door, that's actually good advice. Okay, that's not what we're all about here. I'm not proud of it, but I'm not gonna go around and I'm not gonna write into a fucking podcast and be like, here's my problems, and try to brag about the fact that I get all nasty with my wife when in fact I'm a fucking tool. Imagine our Lord and Savior up on the cross, hearing you say, yeah, baby, I mean, if you already have one finger in my butt, there must be room for 2. Yeah, what you're doing is totally fucking wrong, and it's a sin. You say you belong to a church and that you're a conservative. What do you think this guy says to his wife? What do you think Churchy says to his wife when they're eat that Snicker bar out my ass? I mean, you say it's cheaper than Viagra, but if you actually read your scripture, there's nothing in there about Viagra. Yeah, you're committing a sin. You filthy, dirty, wicked hypocrite. You should hate yourself. I hate you.
My question is, why are you worshiping the Christian God instead of worshiping Norse gods?
Oh, there's all kinds of great Norse gods out there. And there's no copyright on them either.
Exactly.
You can even make a podcast.
I know.
And call yourself Sexy Thor's Lightning Lance Thunder Talk.
You can't call it that because we already called it.
Yeah. Step 1, reject Christian theology. Step 2, embrace Norse mythology and begin listening to death metal. Step 3, put your finger in your wife's butt. Step 4, podcast. So what do you think this guy says to his wife in the sack? It can't be that imaginative. He's probably the type of motherfucker that has opinions about pineapple pizza. I just imagine this guy hovering over his wife and she's like, "You dirty fucking cuck monkey." I mean, okay, then yeah, maybe you should be worried about how your congregation would feel, because a normal person would be like, "You fucking dipshit." Do they have your bedroom all mic'd like KGB style? I mean, I know a lot of these churches like to, get as deep up into your bedroom as possible, but I mean, goddamn, dude. I think to wrap this up, you're a bad person, and everybody in your church knows what you do in the bedroom, and in that you believe in a hell. Just know that you're going, and there's nothing you can do. I mean, you're already screwed while you're screwing, because the way you screw. Yeah, I mean, fuck it, whatever, bro.
It's Dan's bad advice column. Fuck yeah.
All right, Thunder Talk is
back.
And better than ever.
And better than ever. Now 200% more women.
200% more women, but 300% more feminine.
That's real, people.
So, Kawika, Beth, I can't tell you enough how thrilled and happy we are to all be one big Thunder family now. Y'all the best.
You the real MVPs.
Yeah, very Kevin Durant. And coming from Oklahoma City, whenever that meme happened, we are very excited, or I speak for myself, I'll let Beth speak for herself. Super excited and looking forward to doing cool things.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Your Thunder future begins now. So where can everyone find you both out on the internet? Like Twitter handles, stuff?
I am on Twitter. I am at Bethy Lala.
And on Twitter, I am K2Say Rambles On. So that's KTSEA Rambles On.
Rambles On. Boss, where can everybody also be finding us?
Well, I'm glad you asked. We're on the Facebooks as Thunder Talk. You'll see our infamous logo chilling right there next to Thunder Talk. On Twitter at Thunder Talk 1, just the number 1, right after Thunder Talk. And then Instagram is at Thunder Talk Thor. And you can also find us on pretty much any podcatcher of your choice. Apple Podcasts, Google Play, TuneIn, iHeart. Got that iHeart status that all that had to happen was I had to fill out some stuff and submit it for the approval of the Midnight Society.
Stitcher
Radio.
Spotify.
And Spotify, yes. And pretty much anything else.
You know, we tell everyone at the end of our shows how to find us, yet they're already listening to the show.
That's true, but if they want to listen to the show again...
Or want to talk to us...
through a different podcatcher, because sometimes people just, they want to be like, what would the experience be like if I listened to Thunder Talk on Spotify versus Stitcher Radio versus Apple Podcasts? It's the same experience, but it could be different for them. We don't know their lives. You don't know their lives. Get out of their head, Lightning Lad.
Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to podcatcher shame. Okay, I've been working on that.
Well, what if they want to tell their friend about our show, but they listen on a different app? We got them covered.
I'm a dick. I apologize. Yes, I'm sorry.
Don't assume their lives.
Exactly. We diversified through all these podcatchers and these social media platforms so people could recommend us to their friends, and their friends could listen to which way makes them happiest. Even the two people that listen on YouTube, we did this for them.
Lightning Lad trying to pod shame me.
Lightning Lad pod shaming. I'm going to be 40 next month. It's just, I mean.
Oh my God.
Back in my day, everybody pod shamed, okay? And it was just the way it was. And I'm sorry, I'm trying to evolve.
Well, it's not okay today.
Hashtag no more.
Join us next time, which won't be in another 2 or 3 months.
Yeah, no, it'll be a couple weeks.
And listen to your weekly Thunder. It's there every Mjolnir Monday.
Sexy Thor here has definitely been holding up the entire show these many, many months on those broad, silky... Is that coconut oil you use on those shoulders?
Hell yeah.
Damn, so buff. So buff. Everybody, thank you for tuning back in to Thunder Talk.
Bye.
Bye.
Love you, mean it.
Bye.
Thanks for tuning in.
Boom.
Thunder Talk is a production of The Weirdos Workshop, starring Adam Wetston, Kawika Alo, Dan Klink, and Beth Alo. This broadcast was made possible by contributions from the Nerd Bliss Podcast, 4'1" Media, and by listeners like you. Thank you.
Be well, drink, fight, and make your ancestors proud.